pizzazz to the show. Okay, here we go.
Hey, what's happening? Look at that. It's the big
look,
blue
see?
monster versus the Catman and the Catman's lovely wife, Tanya.
I wish we had the cat pajamas that he could
So,
wear.
hey, we're going to see you here in just a second.
Who's you seeing?
I don't
Oh,
know.
you went
Whoever I
live.
just went. Yeah, I went live. I was just
So
shouting
check
out.
it out. Brian is stuck in an airport somewhere, probably stuck in security. They're not letting him through. I don't know. So Mark and I and Tanya have commandeered the My Fence Life podcast tonight. And who knows what we're going to talk about. What do you think, Mark?
Oh, I didn't realize I was live.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was still backstage. Hey, folks. This is going to be wild.
This is going to be one heck of a show. So we're a little late. Apologize for that. We had some minor difficulties, we call that in the IT world. Isn't that right, Mark?
I'm not in the IT world. I'm in the fence business.
We had
Clearly.
some trouble getting the audio together. This is going to be a great show. You're going to want to be here for this one if we can make it through.
We will persevere. We will
So
survive.
far, we've done quite well. So we got viewers jumping on. JC Gurry's in the house. We love them people. Great signs, absolutely. So before we get too far into this, I got to talk about this badass hat that I got today. Literally came home, opened up the mail on the counter, and lo and behold, I open up. I got two of these awesome blue hats. We all know I love blue, but I like how you put front rock fences upside down, the front rock part. But what's really cool is he didn't just send me a hat. He customated with Mr. Fence on the side. And that's a way to get me to wear your hat.
All the way out of Canada, too.
Good job,
he
Matt.
sent me. Matt sent me a care package one day. I still have his hat and his shirt.
It's nice, man.
And I think I got a sticker too.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I need a sticker, man.
Yeah, he hooked me up.
Susan says, "Why is it upside down?" Susan, it's upside down, so you will ask, "Why is it upside down?" Pretty much.
It's Buzz.
I mean,
is Susan not joining us?
No.
She's behind the scenes.
Oh, she behind the scenes?
Yeah, so Susan is behind the scenes. She's like in control of everything.
She's the Wizard of Oz.
She's the puppet master.
Yeah.
This is why she was saying, no, we can't see her. Normally, Ryan can see her, where she's giving us the finger and telling us to go and do this. And so we have the show notes. Well, I do.
Gosh, she literally gave us full control. I had no idea. This seems like a terrible idea.
Right. Who knows what's getting ready to happen? But I have show notes. Idea. She can type in all caps if she wants to get my attention. That's if I look down. So
yeah, I was under the impression she was going to be like right here or like helping us. I didn't realize I was going to be just kicked out of the nest and left to fend for myself.
Fly on your own.
We're fine. We got this. You got the biggest YouTube channel on the planet for fencing. Everyone's here from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Overnight success, right?
I'm covering the play button.
Yes.
You think head's in the way of the...
Oh, there's a good play button.
I'd rather look at you anyhow.
There you go. That's lovely. There we go. Awesome. Susan, and also saw Susan will be in the background. So front rock fence hat. I love it. Tonight we're going to get into, I don't know, whatever we leads in our conversation. A couple of things we'll make sure we do tonight before we get too derailed is we're going to have the Ask Mark and Sean, even though the audio is going to say Brian. This was last minute. Ask Mark and Sean, what would they say? Who knows what random Facebook post? Mark, have you ever seen this before?
I haven't.
He has no idea what's going to happen.
What would Brian and Sean say?
So here we go. So now Susan's going to put up, boom. So this is a Facebook clip from somewhere in the past week. It's a question. This was on Facebook.
Okay. Hold on.
Hold on. We got to get glasses.
I'm really glad I brought these. This is that is a really small screen. I'm just gonna say. Let me see if I can make that bigger.
Hey, there you go.
That's a lot better.
Ooh. All right.
Hang on. I'm
so
looking at the wrong part of these things.
So I'll read it. Seems like no matter what brand I buy, the magnets keep falling out within the first 5 minutes of use. I have 2 big iron fence jobs back to back coming up, and I'll pay top dollar for the right brand nut driver. What do you guys use? His most common size is 3/8. I feel like you have more experience with this, Mark, than me with the commercial steel jobs you guys do. I don't have a problem with this.
I haven't had any problems with that, but my favorite's the Milwaukee. I got to be honest. I like the Milwaukee nut drivers. I like that they're color coded. I think I'm a big DeWalt guy, but I just like their design better for whatever reason. And I haven't lost a magnet one.
I definitely dig the color-coded ones. I have those in my trailer. They're probably not Milwaukee, but the blue, the red, the yellow, and the brown, like that helps me tremendously. Go grab the blue one. Go grab the red one. Then 3/8 or 5/16. So did my fence life get hacked? Yes. It'd be nice if we had full control though, Brian. So we hacked your show, but Susan's on the back trying to control it the best she can.
Our debauchery is limited.
Yeah, exactly.
It's controlled.
It's controlled chaos. Absolutely. How do you guys transport your gates? I've seen someone who had a custom trailer for gates. I forgot who it was. I have not seen a custom, like maybe cantilever gates you're talking about, potentially.
Yeah, I think that's probably the big ones. I've seen the guys that hang them off the side of their truck. I think the most common thing that I have seen that we do is we just built some, like especially really long ones. We've got probably 50-foot gates before, 50-foot by 8-foot wide cantilever gates. And
Wow.
if I have to go over the neck, then we'll build deck leveling devices so that we can come out with the stake pockets and just level everything and then go clear out over the neck. I like that versus hanging it off the side, because in Wyoming, if I haven't thought about doing something like that, we'd be pulled over and stopped and we wouldn't get very far. The DOT would have our lunch, eat us for lunch. So
yeah, I see these guys do that all the time, and I wonder what the DOT would say about that.
Yeah, in Wyoming, where they have nothing else to do, you're not going to get away with stuff like that. In big cities where they've got 9 million other things to worry about, it's probably a little bit more lax and lenient. It seems to be the case, but in Wyoming, we have nothing to do except chase.
I find if you're ordering your gates, I find it easier. When I was ordering bigger cantilever gates, I just have it delivered.
Yeah,
and that worked, right? Put the onus on somebody else.
My other favorite way to transport them is probably, we've built some things. Stevens Pipe and Steel delivered to our yard one day, and they have little racks that they put in their stake pocket, and it just kind of leans the gate back just a little bit.
Yeah.
So that, and then they can strap it down, so it's not taking up the whole deck. They can put a couple cantilever gates on there. You just can't go out too far past the tail and still be DOT legal, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my favorite way, as long as it's not too long.
So Chris Skelton here is transporting a 32-foot wrought iron tomorrow. Depending on how tall that is, that could be quite the heavy gate out of iron like that. Man, big time. All right, one more. I'll let you take this one. I don't know. You don't have your glasses on, so I'll take it. Needing panic hardware. I don't get it. You got it? Go ahead.
It does. That first one was really small, man. It was just too small. Did you want me to read it out loud?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Needing panic hardware on a vinyl gate. Never done it. Anybody got any recommendations? And any help is appreciated. Thank y'all. I haven't ever done panic. I mean, I don't think it would be a problem, especially if you did some of the steel reinforced panic bar gates, but I don't see why you couldn't probably adapt a standard panic hardware for a chain link gate right onto the vinyl gate very, very easily.
Yeah, we have done that. Attached it right to the uprights of the vinyl gate. Fairly successful. It's the catch that goes in the latch posts that can be tricky to get that mounted on there. But we have done it. It's just on that radius.
Too, probably.
Yeah. It was for a daycare. I don't think it was really much of a. Yeah.
It'd probably be better to have a steel post there on that latch post, and the vinyl is going to get beat up over time. That's kind of a heavy. Those panic bars with that backing plate and stuff are pretty heavy. Yeah,
can be, absolutely.
So don't be surprised if you don't tear out some uprights, whatever you're using for uprights. Your Instigate kit would probably work pretty good for that.
I was just going to say that's a pretty good idea. I never thought about that. If you're doing a vinyl gate like
aluminum,
we got the new Instigate uprights that might help you.
That would work really good, honestly. If you had a steel post and then the Instigate kit, you'd be golden.
Yep. So, Mark, I'm glad this next question here is for you, Mark. So you participated in Fence Week. You're a big part of Fence Week, and you guys were in Florida down there. So I'm just looking for how you think it went for you specifically, and what do you think Fence Week does for our industry?
I like Fence Week. I think it was good. I'd like to see people. Because we're doing real jobs, and I think that's the really cool thing about it. I think that is probably the most successful part of the whole thing, is the fact that when you go out and you do trainings and fields and stuff like that, you don't take everything completely serious. You don't worry quite as much about whether or not you're going to damage stuff. Doing it in a real scenario is critical, I think. And I think that lent to you're out on an actual job site. You got to watch the way you're behaving. You need to watch the way you're treating the customer's material, the yard, everything matters. And I think that's the real success. And I think honestly, that's the way more trainings need to be carried out when possible. You just learn more that way.
It creates opportunity for more learning experiences that you couldn't even plan for, anomalies, things that happen that we couldn't even have predicted, which does make it a challenge because it's hard to predict how your day's going to go. If you have all these people there and they're all there for training and things start to go, unplanned, unscripted, will we get done in time? Can we still get the job done? And is it still a good training environment, right? So there's a little bit of a risk there. I think picking the right job is important. I wouldn't pick one that's too complicated or too risky. How about that? So
I wouldn't do first time one-off jobs that week, but I think it's really great. I think it's good that here's the thing is none of us is the gatekeeper of information. And that's one of the things I've always really had a problem with is when people are like, I don't want to tell you that because it might help you get ahead. And that's just never been what we're about. That's our whole YouTube channel is about giving away information. And so I'm the last person that's going to gatekeep is myself. We're an open book, and I wish more people would be like that. Yeah. When you smash the gas line at 8 a.m., I think Chris is suggesting that they hit a gas line during fence week. I think. Can you confirm that, Chris? Because I didn't hear that story. That is very very possible. Absolutely. So I really look forward to the opportunity to have a conversation with you tonight about what you're passionate about, at least right now, what you're really focusing on. Is what's most important to you in your fence journey that you're experiencing right now? Yeah. So, and that's kind of why Tanya's here is the thing we realized is we did the startup journey, the startup edition for successful contractor. And it's just been kind of, that channel's been sitting idle and thought, what can I do that I can really sink my teeth into and be excited about? And one of the things I want to do is I want to talk more about what we talked about at Gatlinburg. And that is just that good family work kind of balance. And how do you juggle all that stuff? And not only that, but these people like you and I that are out there fighting in the trenches and stuff. One thing I'm realizing is there's a lot of people out there that are hurting. There's a lot of people out there suffering. And I think you don't realize how big the problem is. Like I'm talking in the fence industry, even several people coming to me and saying, hey man, I'm in a tough spot. And they're doing that because you were vulnerable, humble, and you shared your story. Yeah, it happens to me. It happens to everybody. I'm mid-40s. I thought midlife crises were a joke. No, it's for real, man. They can slap. But you're a superstar to so many people in our industry, right? And you are. And so oftentimes it's hard to look at a superstar and see that they need help or that they have struggles, right? Oh, yeah, even mental health. Like I had to talk to a therapist just to kind of help me work through all the stuff. Yeah. I didn't even know it was bothering me. Yeah.
Tanya, that retrospective insight.
Exactly. So
we experienced it and we're kind of coming out of it. And so now we can kind of look, go retroactively look at everything.
And you're willing to share that, right? Because most people protect that and keep that very quiet, which is understandable, right? But how does that help others?
It doesn't do any good if you can't share it.
Yeah, everybody's worried about embarrassing themselves. Well, I had to break it to you. My whole life's an embarrassment. You know how many embarrassing things I've done? Like literally, that's a 100% chance I'm going to do something embarrassing probably
tomorrow.
This week. Yeah, tomorrow. Maybe before the end of the show. This might be something I look back on and say, oh, probably kept quiet.
Well, but let's talk about that, Mark. Like, is it really
that's
bad?
Who I am. No, I don't care.
But people are so worried about it.
Yeah, and it's why are we embarrassed is because people want to weaponize all that stuff, right?
Yep. There you go.
I did the cat video the other day.
Yep.
And I alluded to the craziest cat person. Well, the reason that I put that person at the top of my crazy cat is because somebody worked for us that was a crazy cat guy. And it was the worst experience of my life. And that guy, about every 2 years, he'll come out of the woodwork and find as many emails in the company as he can because he's just a real sweetheart.
Oh my!
And try and spread hate and discontent. And this happened probably this has got to be 6 years ago when we first started up Cheyenne. And we finally met this gentle soul. Every 2 years he'll send out an email to everybody he can find in the company and just about how everything's still going downhill and we're going to fail tomorrow. And
Oh, wow.
He accused me of our hospital district failing, or the hospital going through bankruptcy, and here in town, because I happen to be on the hospital board, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. So I mean, there's people like that will take those weaknesses or those mistakes that you've made and weaponize them. You know, I just don't worry about those people.
So
They're
I
not
think
my
that's,
problem.
you know, a different perspective of that is oftentimes we're scared of challenging ourselves or taking an opportunity because we're scared of failure. And I really look at failure and say, I think we're really scared of what others think of us when we do fail. And if we just can get past the fact that just like you're saying right now, it's there's more to be gained by failure, right? But we worry about someone weaponizing it. I like that word of taking the failure and making fun of, or saying you're unqualified, or look what this guy did wrong. But we have so much to gain from helping others and then actually fail forward by making mistakes and learning from them.
Dude, I wish I could share that TikTok with you, like on here, and show you.
Which
There was
one?
a TikTok. It was the one I sent you, and it was something to do about, you know, why guys aren't more vulnerable. Why won't you guys?
Oh, yeah.
And every single comment in there is because every time I'm vulnerable, somebody decides to weaponize it against me. So that's why we're always tough enough. We're never gonna, you know, that's why we always have to just be the straight up badasses, is because we can't ever be weak. You know,
Yep.
and that's what I tell people sometimes. I am the fireman. You know, I'm the last line of defense. There's nobody to call after me.
Right.
It's like, if this goes bad, who do you call? You know, we always say that in fire service. When this goes bad, who do you call? There's nobody.
Well, in this particular case, let's reference, you know, I have my wife and you have your wife, and that helps us tremendously, right? If you have a partner that understands what you're going through. But yeah, oftentimes we look at it and say, I have to figure it out because there isn't another guy above me in my corporation that's going to take all the heat or solve the problem. We got to go through the fire. We got to figure it out the hard way. But I find myself just as guilty of not taking out. I'll give you this example. When I went through law enforcement training, I really screwed myself because going through the FTO program was, I don't know, guys, 4 or 5 months. But during that program, I get graded every single day. And my mission was to make sure that I had the best grade out of anybody else that was going through the PTO program. So every single day, I made sure I had A+ on everything. Well, the problem is, naturally, I would steer away from anything that challenged me. So if a run come out that was like, oh God, I'm not sure what to do with that, I was like driving the car over here. Oh, I'm nowhere near that, or something else. I'd wait for someone else to get there. And the problem with that is I was scared of failure in front of my peers. I was scared of getting a B or a C because I wanted to try something hard. So I took the easy way. And I got through PTO, and I was top, you know, best grade, best. When I got released, how do you think that went? When I was on my own, their first call, I go, someone needs rescued. I'm like, ooh. Oh, wait a minute.
You mean I had to remember how to do it?
This did not work out as planned, right? I mean, my first time ever is going to be now, like, you know, a death on scene call. I'm like, oh God, blah. And I kind of reflected on it and thought, oh my God, the only person I did a disservice to was myself, because the best time to screw up is during that training. Let's make all those mistakes right now. And so I think it comes down to, you know, the way that we teach and grade people, we're actually doing them a disservice. So you have to get an A. Well, you know what? We learn the most when we make the mistakes. So being humble, making mistakes.
Well, I don't remember. I was looking through all my socials, and on one of the socials, the quote on there says, "Success is the mountain of failures you're standing on." So,
the mountain of failures makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that you're standing on.
Well, and I like your term "fail forward."
Yes, fail fast, fail forward, fail often. The three apps, right? It's hard to do, especially when you have all the eyes on you, and you and I can relate to this. We have a lot of followers, a lot of viewers, and they're looking. I know that I have my plethora of people that are looking for when we trip, okay, and they like to pick at that. Oh my God, look at that! Human beings, I get it. I need to be more humble. I respect the fact that you're doing what you're doing. You're helping a lot of people by being vulnerable. I can tell you that. Kevin Orlando on here says I'm a crybaby is what he says. So I guess that means that he's vulnerable and soft as well. I suppose that's what he means by that, Kevin. Kevin's coming to the retreat. I saw he recently registered for that. That's awesome, Kevin. You will.
That's one in, what is that, April? March
13th through March 17th.
I think we've got Tanya talked into coming with me.
Oh, sweet. Good job, Susan. Look how Susan's on it. I just said retreat and she popped up retreat information. Nice job, Susan. You're top. Brian should give you a raise. You worry less about what people think of you when you realize how seldom they do. That's interesting. Stephen Morris, put that up there, Susan. Think about that.
Oh, I think about that all the time.
Mhm.
We're so
When
worried
you-
about what everybody thinks. They're not thinking about us at all. People are so vain.
I've never thought about it like this.
Well,
Let's
it's usually a
go.
fleeting thought.
Yeah, it's
They may
just like,
think about you for a second, but then after that, they're like, meh.
well,
Move
I
on.
haven't seen old Mark Olson in 20 years, huh?
Mhm.
And
And I'm
there
like,
it
what are
goes.
people going to think about me?
Yeah. We're worried about that's like fear, false expectations appear real. We're worried about something that doesn't exist. I like that. Good job, Stephen. Appreciate that. But no, I think mental health is a big piece. If you want to be successful in the fence business, you have to learn, or any business, let's say, learn how to manage anxiety, depression, stress. I think we all go through those pieces oftentimes. You're not going to win every day, and it's not going to go smooth every day. I know for me, yesterday was a rough day, and my wife's like, "Want to talk about it?" No, like everything just seems to be going wrong today, right? There's a number of just continuous things, nothing massive, nothing catastrophic, but it's like, oh, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work. It's just a continuous recurring thing. But a couple of days prior to that, I remember wanting to pinch myself. I'm like, this is amazing. Good day. And then here we are. So I think that
Sounds like you.
cycle sounds like Mark.
Yeah, did you let your freaking coke high wear off or what? Because that's what it feels like. I mean, we're just like, woo, I can do anything. And then we're like, next day, we're like, oh, shit.
Yes.
The world's coming to an end.
Yes.
You know, but what do you do? What do you do on those days? What are you doing? Because I know what I do. I have that one person that I can call. I have two people, actually. I always have Tanya that I can talk to, and I will. I'll just tell her, you know, there's sometimes that I maybe keep things a little too close to the vest if I think it's going to be something that scares her. But there's that one person that I can call and I could just talk to and say, my world's falling apart, you know, and everybody needs that one person that they can do that with. You know?
Yeah, because we need someone to say it's not really falling apart.
Yeah.
Like,
just, hey, talk me off the ledge.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling here. I feel like my world's coming apart. Just talk me off the ledge and tell me it's not as bad as I think it is. I'm gonna be all right tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know, and Ryan Sloop does that for me all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's my guy. I can call him with anything.
He's a good listener. I like Ryan Sloop. I've talked to him for quite a while before too. I could see him being good help for that. But
Yep.
just being able to vent to somebody, you know, not even they don't have to fix it. I don't even need them to tell me it's gonna be all right at the end of the day. I just need someone to hear it so they
Just
understand.
listen to me and care,
Hold
maybe.
the bucket.
Yeah,
Hold the bucket.
Hold the bucket. I just need
Hold
somebody to
bucket.
hold my bucket so I can just vomit all over in it
Mhm.
because it's getting ready to come out.
But
I
it's
don't
but
need
if
you
we
to say
need
anything. I don't need you to answer. Just hold the bucket and just
Your
let
job
me
is to
get
just
it
hold
out.
the bucket. It's not to talk about the bucket. It's not to look at the bucket. It's maybe pull my hair back, but
yeah.
we don't talk about the bucket. Just hold it.
Mhm.
And it's so true. Right. And we need that. We need that person. For me, Heather loves to do that. I have a hard time just puking it all out because there's a lot. Typically for me, it's not one problem. When I get stressed, it means there's probably 27 problems at the same time.
That's
Okay.
I think it's because this is the type of people that start businesses. Don't
Right.
you think?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if there's one
everything
problem, I can
happening.
handle it.
On one
Yeah.
day, you have everything happen on that one day.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I feel like a freaking junkie as a business owner because the highs are high and the lows are low, and they
Yep.
could be 6
And they
hours apart.
And they come out of nowhere. Like there'll be
Yeah.
days I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a great day. Ooh, what? Ooh, ow, ooh, damn. I want to go home.
Wake up happy, and by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, you're like, oh, freaking punch my card because I'm done.
Yes. Very true. Very true. And I can relate to that. But how do we fix that? I don't know. Do we just learn to live with it? What can we do to make
So
it better?
from a wife's perspective, what do you see and what did you do?
Well, keeping it from your spouse doesn't solve anything.
Yeah.
But from a woman's perspective, it's also very important that you do hold my bucket. Like, just let them talk, let them get everything out. Don't react to anything. Don't give your advice. Just let them get everything out.
And don't ever freaking weaponize any of that.
Yeah, and don't
Ever.
Yeah,
Ever. If you are a woman listening to this, don't ever do that. You want to ruin your man's drive to do anything for you, do that.
don't say, well, I would have done it this way, or well, you could have done it this way. They don't need to know that. They don't. That's not going to fix anything.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is just to show that you're the number one support person, and that you're like, hey, you can come to me with anything, and I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be shocked. I'm just going to be here for you.
Yep. I think it's helpful. We need that. So
Mm.
if you're watching and you have a companion in your life, wife, girlfriend, whatever we have, help the guy out. Or it could be a female in the world that needs the guy to help her.
Same
Absolutely, yeah. If
Same
this
thing.
is a guy at home, I don't care who it
Absolutely.
is. The
Absolutely.
spouse
Yeah.
at home sometimes doesn't know how much the
Yep.
entrepreneur is going through.
Mhm.
I want to switch gears just a little bit here. Something that I want to talk about. I'm interested to see what your feedback is. I didn't preempt this. I didn't ask you what you thought. So about this time of year, I start focusing on where our year-end numbers are coming in. And what I mean by that is not just gross revenue. Like, how was our lead count? How was the number of jobs we did? What was our margin like? What was the capacity we put in? These are the things I start digesting, about this time of year, because I don't want to wait till the year end's over with and be like, oh, okay, that's where we landed. Shit, where are we going? Looking at what we're forecasting for next year, I like to compare the previous year. So today was the day we did that. Looked at numbers, and I'm very surprised, and I'm very anxious to hear what you experience, how consistent we can be year after year, even when we have people claiming a bad economy and then a great economy, and then this happened and this happened, and election, non-election. Like, there's a lot of ebbs and flows throughout the year. It would be missed months in revenue, higher months, low leads and high leads. But this year, compared to last year, we did two more vinyl fences and 2 more aluminum fences. Chain link and aluminum are about the same. So we look at the volume of work we did and the number of leads we ran, they're almost identical. Revenue's off a few $100,000, but it's crazy to see the consistency of that, and it helps us tremendously for planning next year. Do you see any sort of consistency in your business as well when you talk about, like, capacity wise? Maybe not the revenue, but like the volume of work you're doing. Do you guys measure that at all? Only revenue.
No.
On the numbers, we looked at all that stuff.
No, we
Yeah.
looked at all the numbers. We create a budget and everything. But yeah, is it really easy for us to figure out? Not really.
Yeah.
No, we've had some tremendous growth. I mean,
It's
yeah, I
hard to
think this
manage
year is
growth.
maybe another 40 or 50% growth year. So I mean, it's tough to
insane.
keep up. It's tough to keep up. And we've had a lot of years like that where we've just grown crazy, and so we're always behind. We're always behind and catching up, and we do every bit of work that we can find, and then we just add a crew and we just keep going.
So recently I had a gentleman explain to me what he thought the difference of growth and scaling was. And it helped me kind of make sense of it. I've heard this for years. Not the reason. I've heard people say scaling, and I've heard people say growing. I'm growing my business. I'm scaling my business. And a guy mentioned to me that in his mind, growing a business is increasing revenue by adding resources. So more crews, more trucks, more training, more jobs, increasing revenue or growing the company. Whereas scaling the company is more related to taking a set of resources and increasing revenue from those resources. So becoming more efficient, more lean, and growing the business, right? Two totally different perspectives. And I got to say, my entire entrepreneur life, I don't think I realized when I was using the term growing and scaling. It makes sense to me that there's a big difference in scaling the business from that perspective. Have you heard someone suggest it that way before?
I've never heard it put that way necessarily, but
I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it kind of clicked for me. Like, damn, that actually makes a little bit of sense. Maybe someone can correct me in the comments if there's a better definition for that, but it hit me as it made a lot of sense.
So I guess what's going on in my mind when I think of growing feels like what I've been doing. Scaling feels like when you plant something here and it sets roots, and then it just starts shooting out, and then you start scaling, and all of a sudden it can kind of take over on its own, like like a vine just kind of takes over the forest. It just little tap roots all over the place. That's kind of, to me, that's what scaling means, but I don't know.
Scaling.
You've got a system, and now all of a sudden your system's doing the heavy lifting for you.
Right. Which I guess is what we're suggesting. I mean, the guy's saying that scaling, it takes the resources you have, the systems you have, and maximizes those. And it's not a 1-for-1, like what you used to do. One bit of resource equals $1 more of growth. Now it's, well, $2 more of growth for 1 more resource. You're multiplying impact, right?
And that could happen with growth, but
yeah, I don't know. It makes sense. I love it. Yes, you were going over our numbers yesterday morning and planning for next year. Robert Evers was doing the same thing. planning for next year's. Google, oh, here we go. Susan's going to correct this all. Here we go. Google says growing a business focused on increasing revenue and taking on more clients or customers while scaling a business involves finding ways to increase operational efficiencies and streamline processes. That's kind of that's how it was explained to me. It makes sense. So Google, I think, has verified the technical, I'm lost for words, the technical description. There's a better word for that. Dictionary for that. How are we on time, Susan? She's normally telling me big bold letters, red. Move on. So scaling.
She'll be all right.
She'll be all right.
She'll be all right.
Got to be on point. It's the first time we didn't have Brian here, so gotta make sure we do a good job. May not be welcome back. So, anything on your mind you want to talk about, Mark? Before I get into
I'll talk about whatever. Let's get some questions from the audience.
All right,
what are these? Do you want? I love questions. I love random questions. Just anything. Like, do you think Sasquatch really exists?
Oh boy! So here's your chance. We got lots of people in the comments right now. Somebody hit Mark with the question that you're dying to know for him to answer.
I love random questions. Mm-hmm. Like chupacabras. You want to talk about chupacabras?
I don't know what chupacabras are.
They're little mythical creatures that live. Yeah, they eat chickens and they live down on the Mexico border somewhere.
How do you even know this?
Oh, I don't know things that are important, Sean, but I know all the things that aren't.
It's on the Discovery Channel.
Jesus. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Yeah.
We're from Wyoming, Sean. There's not much going on, okay?
Not much going on in Wyoming.
We're trying to figure out how to freaking glue antlers on rabbits, okay?
What?
Jackalope.
Yeah, jackalopes. Yeah, this is the home of the jackalope.
So
that's the biggest concerns.
We have one here. It goes away too fast, Susan. Go back to yours. I need control of this thing. Ooh.
I don't know that sounds the Ruggero. That's Susan saying that.
That sounds like something somebody would say in Louisiana.
That sounds sounds like some Cajun thing. It's got an X in it for sure.
That's
I don't even know how to say it.
How much should I reimburse? And how much should I reimburse employee?
Ooh, I feel like this needs more detail. Context?
Elaborate.
All of it?
Reimburse all of it.
Because if it's a reimbursement, technically it's a legitimate expense. All of it, I guess.
Wouldn't that be crazy if you have an employee, you reimburse them 50%? You convince them that reimbursing 50% of that would not be.
A reimbursement just kind of implies that it's
reimbursable.
They spent their own money for something.
Legitimately, yeah. Yeah.
Legitimately, and they're owed back that money. So David, give us a clarification there, David. I'll be more than happy to tackle that question you got there. I think is he watching from YouTube? Is that what that means? That's probably what that means. A little YouTube button next to his name. He's a YouTube follower. Well, we're waiting on him. I'm going to talk about a couple of events we got coming up. If you have a question for Sean and Mark, Tanya, ask now or forever hold your peace. True story. So a couple of events we're going to talk about here. The CMM event is happening in April. There it is. Bam. I mean, why do I even need to talk about it? There you go. Susan's got it up. April 11th through April 12th. This will be at CMM. There will be a facility tour, demonstrations by Misfits Academy. We're installing some fence out there. You meet the staff. There'll be a cookout. And then a baseball game and fireworks afterwards. So QR code right there. Scan with your phone and make sure you register for that. The fence cruise. We're quick before we get to this question. Fence cruise. Are you guys going? Am I going to see Tanya and Mark on the fence cruise? Have you guys committed to that yet?
No,
here it is.
I can't.
Oh, wait, you cannot. I've already asked you and you're not available.
Yeah, I'll be in Costa Rica.
You'll be Costa Rica. Are we going to Costa Rica? No, we're going to Nassau. So winter fence cruise, they're going to the Bahamas, 4-day cruise. I'm going to be on that ship. A bunch of other fence guys will be there, girls as well. There's all your information. Talk to Megan. Use that PIN code and the group code right there and get yourself a seat on that. We have a question. Let's go grab that.
Okay.
Oh, bro.
I'll answer this.
Okay.
I'll answer this since so just so everybody knows, I'll answer this question. It says, what's y'all's take on the bull versus hammer? You can't tell people you're going to answer a question and not answer it. So anyhow,
fair.
I think that I told somebody the other day, I like the hammer. I think that there's some good qualities to it. I like the fact that it doesn't have the lubrication system, but it really fatigued me just even trying to pull down on that thing. There's a lot of fatigue, I think, just with the handles, having to twist that handle and have it vibrating and need to pull down all at the same time. I used it for a little while and I was like, oh, this isn't my jam. I really much prefer the Rhino style.
Yeah.
For the gas pounders. Now, putting the hammer versus the bowl, I think the bowl is going to just destroy it. I mean, they're just air drivers. If you've looked at our driver pound offs, you get into air drivers and hydraulic drivers being so much more powerful than the gas drivers. It's just not even close. So
for me, it's the US hammer has great, like, what would you call that? Like flexibility, adaptability. I can just carry it in the backyard. It's very easy, right? But I tell people all the time, if I'm going to go to war, and I have a bunch of posts to drive, I'm going to grab the Patriot or the Bull, and I'm going to go to war because I think it consistently hits. It's robust. It's going to show up for work. But it does have a long hose to it, a big compressor, and I get all that stuff. So it's not
a lot more expensive setup.
And a lot more expensive setup. So like I tell people, like have a gas driver and have a hydraulic or an air on your rig. Don't go to war with one. Don't go to war with one gun. Right.
No, and that's what we tell everybody all the time. Well, what's the best driver? I said, I don't know. You know how many drivers I own? I mean, we probably own 20 drivers, and a lot of those are completely different types of machines because every driver has a type of ground that it excels in or an application that it excels at. And these are just tools in my tool chest.
Tools and toolboxes, have plenty of them, right? So good question. Let's see. All right, here we go. Mark the new structure of the new show. Will it be one episode a week, once a month, or live? So
okay.
Tell us about this.
So what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna go live tomorrow. I think they're just gonna be live. It needs to be an easy lift for me, and the format that I feel like is gonna maybe work the best is to have people call in. So watch my Facebook page if you guys are following me. I'll announce it there. I'll put the call in number on the probably on the
page.
The YouTube. I'll try and make a post or something on YouTube and then also on my page, but there'll be a call-in number. And if you probably even the best is just message me on Facebook if you want to be on the show, and we'll get you called in. If you've got some problems you'd like to go over, and it can be as in depth or as shallow as you want. I mean, we can talk about the things that are going on. I just kind of want to keep it about family and business. If you're just really struggling in that area, let's talk about it. So
Well, what frequency are you thinking?
We're thinking every week, and I think maybe I don't want the shows to get so long that people get disinterested. I respect everybody's time and know that you guys got a lot of things pulling for your attention. So I think we're going to start off with maybe just a half an hour in the beginning, and we'll see how that goes. I don't want to keep it short and sweet, but do it once a week at least. And if people have interest for more than that, then we'll go more than that. But I don't like my meetings to go over an hour, and I rule my meetings with an iron fist in that respect. And I just respect everybody's time. If you can't get it said in that much time, give you something to look forward to next week if we didn't say it all. So
I love it. So look forward to that and follow on your channel for more on that. I have another event I need to talk about. This is not really publicized a whole lot yet, but you're going to get the leak right now. So March 6th and 7th in Texas, Anchor B and Duramax Fence are coming together to put on a open house at their place and a 2-day demonstration. There'll be all kinds of installation demonstrations from vinyl fence, wood fence, chain link fence, steel fence, aluminum fence, possibly even a deck being built. So there's going to be a lot going on down there. So that's Anchor B and Duramax Fence. Stay tuned. March 6th and 7th. That's down in that Fort Worth area, not in Fort Worth, just slightly outside of Fort Worth, down there in Texas. So we'll be down there for that as well. And look what's happening tomorrow. So this is why this is why Brian's in the airplane right now. Him and Susan are meeting in the morning, and they're heading down to the convention and trade show down in Louisiana. So if you're able to make that, jump in there and surprise them. I would imagine.
What trade show's that?
You put that back up there for us, Susan?
I didn't understand what the trade show was.
This is the chapter. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Louisiana Golf Tournament Convention. I don't think this is
just kind of a regional event. Is that what it is?
It's definitely a regional event. There's I think they were there last year. Educational content will be there as well, and Louisiana Life Safety Security Association.
There we
So
go.
this last year they had a lot of discussions about gate operators and safety of gate operators and things like that for our industry. So there's some leaders down there, and so it's a very important meeting to influence those that have the power to create restrictions. How about that for our industry? So Security Alarm Association. I have never been to one of those. Susan and Brian have been there before, so they will take care of getting there. So Susan, you got to help us out. What is the Rogaro before we get off? Rogaro, Rogex?
Yeah, the Rugaro.
It's like the chupacabra for South Louisiana.
Oh, there you go.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. It's a new chupacabra. It's a new mythical creature. Great.
The Rougarou.
The Rigaroo. Okay.
It sounded Cajun. It sounded Cajun as all get out. So I had to figure.
X on the end of it. That's a dead giveaway, right? Like
Yeah, the X. It was the X that gave it away.
X, 100% give it away.
The UX.
The UX, yeah, which means like they're cowboys, cowboys, pokes. They got some weird names on there, like McNeese College. They were using OUX for some word that we would normally spell completely different, and it sounded the same way. So I forget what it was. FWAHealth.com. If you guys look for healthcare, check out. There it is.
Go.
Yeah,
Go. That's it. It was McNeese Cowboys Go, and I'm like, I had to be the one in the freaking store and said, "What does that mean?" They're like, "Go, go where?" Yeah. So they were like, "Go Cowboys!" That's what it was. Our daughter is going to McNeese College in Louisiana, and they are the Cowboys. So their logo looks a lot like SWI's logo. I dig it. So
well, that's our logo's got Steamboat on it, and that's a logo that was developed by the University of Wyoming. So better not look too close.
It's close.
You could end up in a fight.
It's real close. I was like, "Oh, that's a cool logo." Now I can be repping Mr. Fence and SWI at the same time.
Well, it's kind of like the Broncos, and the Broncos logo looks a little bit like what's the one up there in Boise? Whatever that's called.
Boise Idaho has a team. Mark is
Yeah.
going to be
No, it's like one's college and one's.
Oh,
yeah.
I definitely wouldn't know. I don't time watch college football. So, Mark, is this going to be a Q&A or like a full-blown therapy session?
Oh, we can have I'll get a couch if you want.
Be.
I mean, if you want to pull up a couch and just swing on in, you could just be live right here on the show, and we'll just air all your dirty. I'm kidding, but no, I really genuinely do want to help people, and I think it's healthy to talk about these things, talk about the struggles we go through, and find commonality in the fact that we're not alone.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely not alone.
Yeah.
We may look different colors, but
yeah. I'd say mainly, I mean, Q&A would be a good thing, but we want to take people's experiences and, give them advice or.
Hey, and that's for the wives too. If you're a wife and you're struggling, that's for everybody.
So,
like, how do I understand my hard driving husband, or how do I? But like I say, we're seeing even more and more women in the fence businesses, which is why the FWA or the women of the FWA exists. So, I mean, we've got some very powerful women in our organization.
We do. Absolutely. Well, the last thing I wanted to touch on, we've already touched on it once, Mistress Academy Retreat. Make sure you guys get signed up for that. Mark has been there before. That is a very unique event.
That's a must. I hate to even say that. I'm going to say that I will not recommend anything else ever above that.
There you go.
This is the pinnacle of all the events that I've ever been to. This is definitely the best one I've ever been to, probably the most impactful, and just a really good, tight-knit group of guys.
Girls,
it's worth every freaking dime of money and time you're going to put into it. So,
boom! You heard that from Mark himself.
You only got one thing to go to this year. That's one I'd go to. I would put that above anything and everything else.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's register soon. That is limited capacity because the way the event is put on, it's in a house. We're literally all together. We're eating breakfast together, lunch together.
Is it back at the same place or is it different?
Same place.
Oh, that place. Oh, gee whiz. Yeah. This place is amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
same exact place. Yeah.
But definitely come early or leave late so you can explore Gatlinburg like I did not do.
Yeah. There's no time during the event.
Yeah. So a couple days early, a couple days late. If you really want to just explore it. So Tiny and I are going to come up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got some place called like Red Room Cabins in Tennessee. I think it's not too far. I want to stay there.
Right. Well, before or after.
So either one.
Miss Susan telling us our show time has come to an end. She says, "Wrap it up, boys. You're too busy yakking on the show." So I will say, yeah, it's a good. She's like,
Shut
"See?
it down. That's a good job.
Shut it down." So Tanya and
We're
Mark,
outta here.
I appreciate the fact that you guys jumped on with like 15 minutes notice. I love it. It was a great conversation, and look forward to your guys' show reaching out to help others.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for having us.
See you guys. Take
Thanks,
care of your
Brian.
team. +2. Thanks for jumping on, Tanya.
Yep.
There you go.
Bye.